Hello. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. It's Issues with Toddy One Skip. How you doing? Guys, where in the world did Aurora's pictures come from? Who leaked the pictures? Why were they leaked? Guys, so Christy leaked the pictures. I know that Christy definitely leaked pictures because, again, I was offered pictures by another content creator. I didn't want them. So that content creator, no doubt, went and offered other people pictures. If somebody else took those pictures, but where did they originally come from? Yeah, that'd be Christy. Christy. At least that's what I was told. Christy sent me pictures. You want some, Toddy? No, I don't want those pictures. I don't want to be responsible for those pictures. I don't want those pictures at all. That's exactly what I said. You know why? Because I didn't want to be the content creator that got accused of putting that ick out there. Because again, like I said in my last video, it's ick to send pictures of a child. No matter where you get them from, it's ick to put them out online. It's ick. End of story. So it's kind of like that old saying, well, if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge? Or kind of like if you're in a car and there's a robbery, you might be just as guilty. So I don't know where the pictures came from, if those were the same pictures that were originally leaked, if somebody else got pictures, supposedly, which I don't believe that Dreamer would actually send pictures, but in a day, the CIA could have sent the pictures all over the place. Gypsy is making this such a big deal because, to be honest, it isn't a big deal. Absolutely not a big deal. There are baby pictures out everywhere with people's babies. Yes. I mean, you can go look Justin Bieber, and I like his music, so no pick on there. He's got pictures of him and his kid running around. However, you really don't see. I haven't seen his kid's face. Excuse me, because they don't want it done. And it's clear. It's not that they take a picture of the face and put something on it. They actually just don't take a picture of the face. How's that? And the people in their little circle, guess what? They don't do it either. You know how much that picture would be worth? So what happens when they go shopping? Remember Michael Jackson? He took it, in my opinion, to the extreme. He had those kids in masks. Remember that? Gypsy Rose wants this. This, I don't care what Bree says in her little makeup world where I guess she came back as Dee Dee's daughter's friend because she was there apparently. I mean, Gypsy goes to her. Bree, what happened? I guess Bree wrote the script. That's what happened. Bree wrote the script. Bree's got this whole other story that she's trying to suck us into that isn't even spelt correctly, okay? I'm not even too sure English is the first language in this. Gypsy. I mean, like, this is ridiculous because she knows better. I mean, unless she's a real complete moron. And even if she was a complete moron, am I supposed to believe that every fucking moron in this world is around Gypsy Rose? I mean, there's not one sane person in there. Come on, seriously? Some of them pretty big age, some of them pretty big too. Guys, Gypsy's face, which she shows us every day with a new wig, a new haircut, a new this, a new that, showing us clothes, showing where she buys it, telling us what. And this is all to get somewhere so that people could go and see her. And then she takes her baby. So again, let me see if we can figure this out. I go into a store, I see a person that I've seen online. Maybe I can't figure out where exactly or what exactly they were online for. First I got to place the face because you don't expect it, right? And then, you know what probably sticks out a little bit more? The baby, because you make such a big deal about the baby instead of just letting things go. See, you guys know Gypsy's giving us content to keep her relevant, and we are guilty of keeping her relevant. Some of us are talking about some of this stuff. Some of us are talking about exactly what's going on in the case. They're all connected. They're all diabolical. They're all the fact that we can't trust somebody, and somebody that continually lies and acts just so stupidly. So it's that character, and we're seeing stuff done that probably happened years ago, maybe a decade ago. Yeah, maybe a decade ago or so. And we're seeing it play out now to the people that are in her life now. Her use and dispose, because that's what she's doing. And that because apparently Dreamer was, what is she kicked to the curb? There was another one, not even worth naming, her kicked to the curb. What does it say when you're not even bad enough or good enough to be in Gypsy's group? And she's the one, hail Aurora. Nobody would care about Aurora. Nobody would care about you if you just went away. I mean, the fact, where is her talent? I want somebody tell me, besides manipulating an autistic man and manipulating mindless minions, tell me, and we can include Ryan and Ken in that, tell me where her talent is. What is, she can't sing, she can't dance, she can barely talk in the same personality for an entire paragraph, that is. She can't paint, she can't cook. I don't think she cleans very well. We're not even convinced that she had a baby, so what kind of mother does that make her? Where is her talent besides tricking Nick after 2 years of coercively controlling him and mind fucking him is what you did, Gypsy. And then he didn't even want to F-U-C-K-U. He couldn't get erect. My hair got more erect than Nick when it came to you. You know that, right? Don't get any ideas about my hair. It's a circus show, a freak show, if you will. And it's not because of anybody's looks. It's because of this behavior that comes out of God knows what race of anything that would behave as such. Just a diabolical breed of shit stirrers. People whose life is only as important as how old has it been? What? So 10 years ago murder? Is that it? Is that what your life's based on? So, it's quite simple. I want you guys to understand something. Gypsy wants us, remember she said, it's so 10 years ago, leave it alone. Without that crime, you are nothing, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So we can leave it alone. Where does that lead you? You think it's the Munchausen by proxy? That diagnosis that's keeping you relevant? Are you a moron? What do you think is keeping you relevant? Your shitty ass, stupid ass behavior that shows a behavior and a pattern for somebody who didn't survive Munchausen by proxy, but certainly might have been the carrier of it to their own mom. At least somebody that ABUSED'd their mom and unalived their mom and visualized it. You guys think I'm kidding about that baby? Remember the plan about the baby? 13 years old, if she's a daughter, giving it to daddy? Remember? How did that come about? Wasn't that a plan? Well, Gypsy's plan, it only took her 2 years. Think about that. And then come and say this bullshit is bullshit. No. She already planned something and saw it to fruition. Why are we going to give her another chance? Question. Valid question. I've said the walls are starting to close in. I don't have to say it anymore. You see by the crazy behavior of this group that, they're just shitting and stirring in their seats and then getting up and sitting and stirring in somebody else's. And then Gypsy's coming with the plate afterwards because we know that's her favorite dessert. Humble pie with a little bit of, what is she? Chocolate cake. What did she say? Hershey roll. A little bit of Hershey roll. I know, guys, don't eat breakfast right now. Take a break. But, why should we forget about these things she says? We shouldn't forget about, her Hershey roll desire, because that's part of everything too, right? That's part of her behavior too. The diabolical, gruesome, kink, scat that that excites her. You know, you're just regular average bear. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Somebody said to me, there's no Aurora in the Wikipedia, Toddy. Be better today than you were yesterday, not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. See you on the next one. Bye.
I borrowed a little Breeze lockpicking set to get in, but I'll lock up on my way out. But I think it's going to be good. Howdy, y'all. Jimmy Bobby here, coming to you live from Dr. Frank's Psychiatric Services and Bagel Shop. Is your soul feeling about as empty inside as this bagel? Because Dr. Frank can fill both of yous up with love, cream cheese, and prescription strength serotonin. There's a bagel here for every diagnosis. We got gluten-free for the anxious, double-baked for the bitter, and the new therapeutic jalapeno for those working through your rage management issues. Where the bagels are soft, the breakdowns are hard, and every order comes with a side of emotional stability. But don't just take my word for it. Listen to these satisfied patients. Well, I come up here to see Dr. Frank for some impulse control issues I've been having. Left with a dozen bagels and a restraining order. Still the best service in 3 counties. I came in for help with my abandonment issues. Dr. Frank didn't help me at all, but the bagel was warm, which is more than I can say about my ex. Came for the Asiago, stayed for the therapy. 10 out of 10, would cry again. I didn't think therapy could heal me, but when Dr. Frank handed me that bagel and told me to face my feelings, y'all, I broke down, all right there by the cream cheese pumps and the drink fountains. Before I found the bagel shop, I was sad broke and emotionally constipated. Now I'm just broke. So come on down to Dr. Frank's Psychiatric Services and Bagel Shop. The therapy's optional, the bagels are emotional, and the cream cheese, well, it's expired, but still delicious. All right, y'all. We got 2 days before Dr. Frank's back from that big fancy meeting in the city. Let's party!